Hi charming cats, and welcome to a little medium-sized slow flow to keep you feeling flexy and centered while I'm away, hopefully. So thanks for joining me. Please do take good care of yourselves as always, making the movement smaller, or when in doubt, take rest if anything doesn't feel quite right. So this one's just a little stretch out to keep us feeling nice and tension free in the shoulders, revive the breath. So particularly during this one, maybe thinking about just feeling that sense of time lengthening out and those really nice mindful breaths. So let's start any way you feel comfortable to sit, maybe on your shins or in crossed legs. And then let's just wriggle into the body. Refresh the shoulders, a few little rolls. And then just thinking into the spine, rising really nice and tall. 1 or 2 clearing breaths from the mouth. And then today, just bringing your palms face up somewhere on the lap or on the knees. Soft as possible palms and jaw. And really starting to appreciate and savor the texture of your breathing. We might almost tell ourselves that we can arrive back in our body, back in our breath. Inhaling. Just start to take the backs of your hands together, your palms facing out. So your little fingers are over the heartbeat. And almost letting these hands kind of represent a pair of ears. Just feeling like we're listening to our environment. Noticing how far away we can hear sound. Hopefully some sounds of nature, the breeze or the birds. And the sound of your own breath. And then slowly letting the hands turn to face each other, thumbs on the heartbeat. Feel how that draws our attention in to come into feeling. How does it feel to be in the body? Noticing your energy, maybe even a mood, without getting attached to that mood. Really starting to feel the rise and the fall of your breath in the chest and the belly. Next breath out, let's release the hands, take them down to your knees. We're just going to slowly round out your spine, looking towards the belly button, breathing into the back of the chest. And then inhaling, just send the chest forwards, almost bringing the elbows back, a little stretch through the heart space, belly button. Inhaling, coming to center, we'll just shift the ribs over to your left and then over to your right. Good, and you can keep that nice and simple, shift the ribs. We might explore a bit more free movement, letting your chest roll down towards the thigh and then over to the other side. So you can feel your back stretch and the glutes. Spend a few more breaths with this movement, going down towards the thighs as much as you want. You might even round out your spine to paint a little circle with your chest. Let's feel where the body wants to go. Almost a sense of sending your breath around the ribs, the back of the ribs and chest. Good, whenever you're ready, you will come center, breathe in, and then just fold forwards, let your hands find the ground. You might even walk those hands further forwards and let the head drop. Let's notice what we can release through the scalp, the face muscles almost going a little bit slack. So we're relaxing any expressions through the face. Inhaling, starting to rise gently up. And then we'll just roll down to your back. You can use your hands coming down or your core. As we get down to the mat, we're going to start to tuck in your left shin and stretch your right leg away. You might need to adjust where you're sat on the mat. Good, so the right leg's going to stretch away, left shin in. Really nice, broad, soft, open space between shoulders. And then letting your right hand find your right hip bone for a bit of balance. Left hand on the left knee, and we're just going to let that knee drift a little bit wide and then back in. So you're kind of greasing up that little hip flexor. A little bit of space, you don't have to push too far with that. Back in. And let's feel like our breath is the WD-40 here to make a little extra space. Next breath in, we're going to take that knee across us. Over towards your right side. Your right hand can take that left knee into your twist. Reaching back with your left hand if it's comfortable to do so will stretch the chest. Feel that nice opposition in the body. Your breath becoming a bit of a massage for the organs. Every now and then in this practice, coming back to maybe soft or closed eyes, so you can feel what your body has to say about the more subtle places, the feeling of breath. Okay, we're going to stay here a few breaths more. Or if you're happy to, we're going to think into your extended leg, your right leg, the leg that's on the floor. Kick that up behind you. See if you can catch your right foot with your left hand. Find a little quad stretch here as you press the pelvis bone slightly forwards. Exhale to release and work your way slowly back to your lower back. Both knees in towards the chest for a moment, with one leg feeling considerably longer than the other. And then let's balance out. Left leg extends, keeping your right shin in towards you with your hands. Soft, broad shoulders. And then looking with your left hand for your left hip to balance that hip bone as we take little semicircles with your right knee open and then back towards you. As we take that knee to cross us, we'll take the left hand and roll that right knee across you to twist. Your right arm can be dropped back to stretch the chest, to breathe into the right side of your lung. Right side chest, and massage the organs with your breathing. You could hang out there, or we're going to stay in this position but evolve it a little bit. Tuck your left foot into your left hand as we catch that foot, just stretch out the quad. Pelvis bones press a little forwards. Exhale to release and gently work your way back to your lower back. Both knees into the chest. Okay, we might just wake up the ankles, rotate those ankles, wriggle the toes. And we're going to start to send both arms into the air. Same thing, rotate the wrists, wriggle the fingers. Good. And then float your hands either side of your pelvis. I'm going to try and keep your lower back on the mat as we point the toes and keep that kind of right angle position with your knees. So we're going to try not to lift the lower back from the mat, and we're going to take a brief, kind of gentle bit of core work. So we're just going to lower your right leg so your toes could tap the ground, and then bring yourself back up on the breath in. Exhaling, left leg travels down. Breathe that leg back up. Right leg travels. Breathe in, come back up. Left leg travels. Breathe in, come back up. You can keep going with the knees bent if it's comfortable to amp it up a little bit, and you're comfortable to stretch your legs, we'll go up into the air with both legs. Same thing, we're going to lower the right leg. Inhale, coming back up. Left leg travels down, maybe almost all the way to the ground, and then back up. Right leg, whether knees are bent or straightened, back up. Left leg, back up. Good. One last little evolving of this movement. If it's comfortable, we're going to add in the arms. So your arms come above your shoulders. Going to take a little bit of a coordination game. Take your left arm up and tap it towards the mat as your right leg lowers. So we've got opposites, and you feel that nice cross fiber abdominal action. Breathing in, come back up. Right arm, left leg, back up. Left arm, right leg, back up. Right arm, left leg, back up. One more each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Let's gather both knees towards the chest and give yourself a moment just to pause. Relax the jaw. And then just turn your chin gently towards your left shoulder. Breathe down the right side of the neck. Gently bring the head to center. Slowly, just taking your chin a little towards your right shoulder. Breathe down the left side of the neck. Back to center. Let's take a little rock and roll up to sitting. And find both legs extending out in front of you. You can take a little jumper or a cushion rolled up under the knees if that's more comfortable, or sit on a cushion. We're going to try and sit up nice and upright here, and take your left arm up, your right arm under to eagle arms. You can go hands on the shoulders for a moment, wriggle a little figure of 8 to soften the shoulder blades. Good. And then breathe in. We're going to take those elbows center with the option to extend into your full eagle arms. Slight lift of the elbows. And then a slight rounding of the spine as you draw the elbows towards the belly button. We'll let the head drop. You can move forwards here a little bit, so that as you flex your heels, you're getting your hamstring stretch. Hip flexors drawing slowly back, feet pressing forwards, breathing into the thoracics. Unraveling the arms when you're ready. Sitting up nice and tall, we're just going to exchange arms. Right arm over the left, hands to shoulders, little figure of 8 maybe just to soften that space. And then into center, we can go hands wrapped or just as we were, hands on shoulders. Little lift of the elbows, breathe in, and then little tuck of elbows towards your belly button as you fold, feeling both hamstrings and the space behind the heart. Breathing fully as we take soft dropped head. Unraveling the arms when you're ready. Breathe in. We're going to start to take up that left knee and then open it out wide, and you can always rest that on something if that's not quite comfortable. Won't be here that long. We're just going to rest your right hand and then just bring a few little circles through this left arm. So you're just kind of waking up the shoulder, the chest. On the next breath, we're going to take that left hand behind us, land it, and just reach through your right side, right arm lift. So it'll feel a little bit like a reverse warrior on the floor. If it's okay for your wrists and your back and knees, we're going to lift into a revolving beam here. Rise the pelvis and balance on your shin. Stretching through the front of the body. Exhaling to release all the way back down. Let's exchange slowly. Gather up the left knee. Change it over. Left leg away, right knee opens up to the side. We can just rest that left hand. So we take a few circles through this right arm. Next time that hand lands behind us, reverse warrior on the floor, just reach through your left side. If it's okay for your wrists, knees and back, we might then come to revolving beam, lift the hips and stretch through the front of the body. Really taking advantage of coming back to breath, the softest face muscles possible, feeling what the body has to say. Exhaling, returning when you're ready. Inhaling, let's give both knees a little squeeze. Let's tuck those feet underneath us. Find your way onto the toes. And feel your calves as you balance on those feet. From there, we're going to reach up through the pelvis, land the feet, and find a nice drop and sway through your forward. So you're really looking for a soft feeling in the center of the spine as you stretch those legs. Head releases. Exhaling, small bend in both knees and slowly going to roll up through the spine, taking your time to really generate a connection with the floor with your feet. Lift and stack the vertebrae nice and free and tall. Shoulders wrap back and down as we spread the palms. Let's take a little linking piece into a couple of little vinyasas. We're going to reach the arms up, prayer position towards the chest. Hands interlace, stretch the palms down and then forwards. As you bring the arms up, you might also feel like lifting onto tiptoes. Stretch your feet. Exhaling, open up through the arms. As you land those feet, we'll bend the knees forward. Hands come to the shins. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, re-fold. Stepping or jumping your feet back to plank. We're going to find our way all the way down to the belly. You might go like a press up lowering or land the knees first. Reaching those arms behind you. We're going for Shalabhasana today. If it's okay to be on your belly, we're going to float arms, chest and legs. Hug everything in. And find that Ujjayi breath to sort of warm up our system, Anu Bandha. In and out through the nose, we half close the throat on the breath out. Lengthening the body, breathing for 2 more. 1 more. Exhale to release. Hands under the shoulders to peel your chest like a sticker off the mat. Find your arch, hips lift. Exhale, tucked toes. Child's pose. As you stretch the hands forwards, breathe out. Breathe in, tabletop. Breathe out, down dog. Lift the knees, stretch your back. Have a little wriggle out if it feels comfortable. Resting any time. Let's listen to our bodies even more than usual. Last couple of breaths, looking for a little millimeter of extra space. And then drishti, focus ahead to step or jump your feet forward. Exhale to forward. Small bend in the knees. This time rising on wide arms all the way to stand. Prayer position towards the chest. That linking piece, hands interlace. Down to stretch the palms, in, up, maybe to tiptoes. Exhale to open the arms and forward. We can bend the knees generously and release the chest. Half lift, inhale. Exhale to forward. Chaturanga, your plank. Find some energy in the arms and shoulders, core. We could land knees, belly, chest, or lower a bit more like a press up. All the way to the ground today as we find Shalabhasana. Hugging everything in, find your back body strength, your little root energy, Mula Bandha, squeeze. Breathing warm for 3. Exhale to release, hands under the shoulders for cobra, lifting the heart, lifting the hips, tuck the toes, extended child's pose, breathe out. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, down dog. Any little wriggles your body wants? Finding feeling of the center. Inhaling, looking ahead to the hands, we can jump or step the feet forward. Exhale to forward. Small bend in the knees, rising on wide arms all the way to stand. Prayer position towards the chest. Give yourself a moment here just to really feel settled in your feet. Soft through your jaw. Good. As we take a little bit of balance here, we're just going to link the thumbs and reach your fingers straight up. Good. So we'll take a little side stretch over towards your left. With the option as we ground the feet to start to elevate that left foot. So you've got a little bit of side body energy. Good. We're going to swap to the other side slowly, slowly. Good. This time we'll take your floating leg behind your standing leg. Creating a little bit of a banana shape towards your left. And then slowly, slowly bending the knees. We're going to keep reaching around that half circle. All the way down to the ground. As you arrive there, let's set both feet up under both knees. And take your Utkatasana, breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Inhaling, we're going to start to step back your right foot, find your high lunge. And then just let your legs stretch a little bit as your palms just paint a fence in front of us, breathing out. And then breathing in, taking the backs of the hands up. So you get a really nice full breath within each little squeeze of glutes and quads. Breathe in and up. One more time. In and up. Good. Exhaling. As we release the hands forwards, we're going to slowly roll that right arm back. Drop that right heel down with the toes pointed out to the side for your warrior 2. Inhaling, we're going to pick up reverse warrior, just briefly reaching up and out of your left side. And then exhale, melt down to your left elbow, Parsvakonasana. Bring your right arm up and overhead. A couple of you might feel inspired to go a little bit deeper, left fingertips to the floor perhaps, but no pressure to do so. Whenever you're ready, we're going to reach down to frame your front foot. Step back to plank position. Find your way through your vinyasa. Could be knees, belly, chest, or that full chaturanga to your upward dog. Exhaling, down dog, or rest anytime. Breathing in, looking ahead to the hands, we can jump or step the feet forward. Exhale to fold. Small bend in the knees, rising on wide arms all the way to stand. Prayer position towards the chest. Giving yourself a moment on the feet. Feel steady and tall. Good. And then we're just going to link those thumbs. Breathe in. Start to rise the fingertips. Take that full body side stretch over towards your right. If it's comfortable, we're just going to elevate the right foot. Engage your core a little bit. Find some balance. And then just slowly swap to the other side. Good. This time your floating leg's just going to step behind your standing leg. And then exhaling, we're going to bend both knees and just keep reaching around that half circle so your lower back stays really nice and long. All the way down. Feet underneath your knees. Feel Utkatasana, breathing the chest, the arms up. Your squat, keeping the spine relatively neutral. And then we're going to step that left foot back. Find your high lunge. Breathe in. Both palms lifting. As we lift the legs, exhale, paint that fence. So we've got really nice squared off hips as we breathe in. Up and then down. Nice soft shoulders. Encouraging breath again. Up. Down one more time. Good, breathe in, we'll bring both the arms forwards and slowly let this left arm travel back. Back heel down at an angle for warrior two, nice broad shoulders. Securing that energy in the legs as you pick up your right side, right arm, the back arm can relax. Brief reverse warrior, just to almost take that space. And then land in its opposite, your right elbow finds its way down to the right thigh. We're going to spend a couple of breaths in that Parsvakonasana. Feeling that inner right thigh with the option to travel down a bit more to the fingertips if you like. Exhaling, releasing to frame that front foot. We'll step back to plank. One last vinyasa. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. Exhaling, let's find our way back to child's pose, or if you prefer, down dog. Come land on your child's pose whenever you feel ready. Feeling the ground underneath us again after a little zhuzh up, a little bit of yang. Breathing in, starting to lift up through the chest. Reach the arms up. Option to come off your feet and open up through the chest. Your hands come to interlace behind you as you squeeze the chest a little bit. Exhaling, we can fall back to child's pose. Forehead might meet the mat. As we keep the hands connected or let them go if it's not quite comfortable. releasing the hands whenever you feel ready. Reaching them forwards, we're going to move through tabletop. Let's take our pigeon and start to slow it down. Lift the knees if you want to, take down dog. However you want to gather up that right shin. Just have a little shuffle back, feel the space. Along that right glute, up on fingertips to lift the heart. And then folding all the way down over that right thigh. Forearms or palms. And if it gets a little too much, you can always just slide back both legs. Rest on the front of the body. And here we'll give ourselves around 6 or 7 breaths more. So really sink in. Coming back to that feeling of presence. The sound and texture of your breath. Our inner world blossoming as we become more still. If you haven't already, just considering what we could put down, what tensions we could release, what energies no longer serve. Letting some of that go. Inhaling, starting to gently rise up. So we're just going to rock everything over towards your right so you've got space for your left knee to slowly, gently come tuck towards the front of the mat. And just give yourself a little wrap around the shin. Inhaling, lifting through the chest. We're going to let both legs travel over to the right. Find and set up your pigeon on this side. So you can wrap in your back thigh. You could take a cushion or a jumper under your left hip bone. You can come out of that whenever it suits. We're going to lift up on fingertips, take an extra millimeter of space, and then roll down, maybe to forearms or both palms as a cushion for your forehead. And again, just decompress. Spread your shoulders and let the ground support your body. So that we can be doing less outwards things and growing our inner space connection more. The feeling of the breath. The feeling of presence. Give yourself 1 or 2 more breaths here. Drinking each inhale, softening each exhale. Whenever you feel ready, we're going to lift the chest, but send both legs all the way back. Rolling all the way down onto your front, where your hands can return for a forehead cushion. And really let your whole body sort of melt into the ground for a moment. Feel how the back of the body tingles. The front of the body becomes a little massage with your breath massaging your belly, your ribs. Whenever you feel ready, we'll lift gently, hands under the shoulders, to peel yourself up and back to your last child's pose, really sitting back nice and long, hips to heels. And then finding your way into cross legs. If it feels better to sit on a cushion or a block, go for it. And let's finish on our balancing breathing in our hips today. So we'll take up the first and middle finger of the right hand, plant that into the third eye point. If your sinuses feel free, we're going to take your right thumb to your right nostril, clear the breath, and then bring that breath in through the left side. At the top of the breath, just pausing to change to your ring finger on the left nostril and breathing out through the right side. Same side, breathing in. Pause, change over to the left as we breathe out. Same side, breathe in. Pause, change to the ring finger, breathing out through the right side. Same side, energy in. Changing, releasing, softening the shoulders and jaw, breathing out. Let's take one more round in your own time, feeling that sense of balancing the sides of the body, balancing the sides of ourselves. Our yin, our yang, our passion, our peace, coming into harmony. We can relax the arms to the legs and breathe both nostrils in and out. So it's that feeling of harmony that we encourage as we take another couple of breaths. Exhaling whenever you're ready, we're going to slightly round the spine. Bring up the knees and come down to semi-supine, where you could just rest your hands on your belly, knees aligned with your ankles, your hips. But if it feels okay to open the hips today, we're going to go ankles together, knees apart, supine Baddha Konasana, that butterfly on our back. And as we gently drop into that position, just feeling the hips, that emotional well, just open, recalibrating, a feeling of flow from those hips to our open heart space. So that as we take the last few breaths here, resting, maybe noticing how the possibility of a shift of energy to opening up to fresh thoughts, fresh energy. Whenever you feel ready, just slowly move the knees up. Maybe just tuck them to your chest for a little security on the lower back. Any little rocks or circles that your lower back wants. Knees, back. And then just stretching your arms over your head, stretch the legs out long like a big yawn through the body. And then we'll flop the arms either side of the hips, drop and flop into a nice soft Shavasana. A few moments here to allow yourself rest, a sense of surrender, releasing all instructions. So where you are on the ground, allow yourself a few more resting breaths. Feeling your awareness light and bright returning to you. Tingle of your muscles and skin, our energy body. And then just noticing your breath. Each breath in, a feeling of encouraging ourselves in what we want to grow. Breath out, releasing ourselves. Any energies we don't need. Breath in, encouraging ourselves, what we want to grow. Breath out, releasing ourselves. Last time with that in mind, we encourage ourselves. And then release. Just letting your natural breath return. As we wriggle the fingers and toes awake. Gently gather the knees towards your chest. Rock and roll over to your side into a little hedgehog ball on your side where you could stay a little while. No hurry, take your time. Rising slowly into any seated position that you like. Taking a moment, sitting really nice and tall. Or just bring prayer position towards the third eye. A breath to honor our intuition. And then thumbs to the heartbeat as we bow to all that we are in this moment. Namaste and thank you. Thanks for joining me and wishing you a lovely, peaceful evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you're at. And looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye.